The card for Sunday is set. We pay tribute to a legend, and this dude is back in town. It's the Go Home Payback Show right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Don't treat me like a woman. Don't treat me like a man. Don't treat me like you know me.
Yeah, it's been another somber week, unfortunately. A somber week in entertainment in general, but obviously in the world of pro wrestling, we are all going to miss Chyna. She left way too soon, but wow, did she leave an impact and many lasting memories. And what else can be said, really? A lot of things could probably be said.
Yeah.
She lived a very interesting life, some great, and some of it was a struggle. And so, but she busted down doors, and she left a lasting impression on everyone. So, rest in peace to Chyna. Very nice video tribute on Raw tonight. And this is the Go Home Monday Night Raw after show on AFTERBUZZ TV. We got Payback coming up this Sunday.
Yeah.
So we got a full squad. Let's get to it right now. Find me on Twitter at JQuasto. That man right there. See him every single Sunday, including yesterday on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. We had an amazing taping. He is the first progenitor of Hyper Optimism. Find him on Twitter at Ty Matthews PMA. He's Ty Matthews.
What to do, nephew?
How you doing, bruh?
Pretty fantastic. Happy to be here as always.
No doubt. Good to see you.
Solid go home show tonight.
Yeah, we had a solid
I
taping
can't believe
yesterday.
it's only. Yeah, we did. We are just stacking up the quality tapings. If you guys aren't coming out
Telling
and
you.
seeing Championship Wrestling from Hollywood either live or on TV or on Fight TV, you're messing up.
Yeah, once again, we're on the Fight TV app. It's FITE. Find that app. You can find Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. The first half of Coastline Clash is now up there. That's the event we talked about a few weeks ago. So good, so fun to watch. So please get on board. And the taping yesterday, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Really good. Speaking of fantastic, that lady right there is an amazing actress and improviser, and she also has a sweet, looks almost like a snake skin, brown jacket.
Yes, but animal friendly. It just looks that way.
Very animal friendly. Find her on Twitter at Markeia McCarty, because she's Markeia McCarty, y'all.
Hey, everyone. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. You know, if I didn't already have the network, I'd get the network to watch me some Payback.
There you go.
There you go.
We watching.
What's happening?
I'll also be Snapchatting the show, like little tidbits, probably mostly a tie, if you guys want to follow.
You know.
Darth Thin Mints.
Well, it's always a delight when I can introduce the person next to me in person. He is the former co-host with me, along with Kathy Kelly on the Monday Night Raw After Show. He is the current co-founder of the Wrestling and Padres Slamcast. And he's in town from Washington, D.C. You can find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale. That's because he's Dale Rutledge, y'all.
Hey!
Hey!
What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
I came here to watch wrestling and chew bubblegum.
And wrestling's over and you're all out of bubblegum.
Can I finish my own statement?
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
My bad.
You know what? Things have really changed around here.
I know, we can't control him. We taught him Yas Queen, and then ever since then, he's just been a wild man.
They've been teaching me phrases that I don't know.
Anything past 1997.
Shut up, Dale.
Exactly. That's exactly that.
That's okay. We're gonna make sure you're not Fugazi.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that works.
It's a lot to learn.
Well,
I feel like it's like our own version of Encino Man. No, he's the juice.
Shush!
See, he knows Encino Man.
Exactly.
To the point. To the point.
Yeah, what year was that?
Oh no, Ty and I nonstop movie references.
100%.
All day.
Especially Pauly Shore flicks.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Could I call you Dad?
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Na crotch.
Oh, dear Lord. This is going to be the entire show.
Let's get to Monday Night Raw. Okay, first off, my mic is just blown out right now, but hopefully it sounds okay.
You like that?
You sound phenomenal to me.
Really?
Crisp.
Yeah.
Well, here it
I
comes
would
up.
say
Even
crisp.
Am I crisp?
Crisp.
Beautiful. Well, speaking of crisp, Shane O'Mac hits the ring, and he says Payback's gonna... Well, he's always fresh and clean.
Sure.
He had those new sneakers on that don't come out till Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
I learned that
Nice
from
By the way,
tidbit.
people in chat roll asking about your neighbor.
Oh gosh.
He's over. Dale's neighbor is a character we've kind of come up with on the compadres.
Really?
And he's so over.
Someone just tweeted about it, and I'm very curious.
Oh yeah.
Dale's neighbor happened to knock on his door and kind of barge in while he was recording our show one day.
Okay.
And Dale just happened to mention, "Oh my God, my neighbor just came over and seemed really confused." So I told him I was recording. He didn't understand, and so me and Scott Narver just came up with a voice for Dale's neighbor, and now he's on every episode.
And what does he sound like?
Well, I mean, Dale, I don't want to give away what your neighbor sounds like. But
Okay.
like, what do you do? I got your mail this week.
Okay.
Listen to Wrestling Compadres to hear more.
Yeah, listen to more.
There you go.
Anyways, let's get into it. Shane O'Mac hits the ring. He says Payback will usher in a new era. Usher. And he says tonight's going to be amazing again. But before you know it, Stephanie McMahon, she's back, y'all. She hits the ring looking fantastic, saying Hartford is my town. These are my people. And they don't want Shane O'Mac. This is your last night running the show, bruh. And then she says Vince will decide next week who is going to run Raw. And then he takes a survey with the crowd, and needless to say, they like him.
The vote is still out.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You miss you some Stephanie McMahon? You want the authority back?
Just like the vote is still out on Roman Reigns.
Oh, that's a
Sadly,
mixed bag.
What jury are we paying attention to?
Just mixed reactions.
Mixed.
Well, I enjoyed seeing Stephanie again. I missed her.
I love Stephanie.
No, and I like that she's 100% Stephanie. We got a slap fight city in there. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't touch Stephanie McMahon.
It was a great slap. Basically, he says, this is my show, and you're not going to stay here. He calls security, and she gets taken away. She said, don't touch me. One guy grabbed her by the shoulder.
Yep.
Getting that $1 billion slap.
You don't be grabbing Stephanie by the shoulder.
No.
He's just politely escorting her down the aisleway.
And he got a foot in the mouth for it.
Yeah, you know.
You can
Like,
shoo
beat
her,
you
but
while
you don't
you're down.
touch. Shoo, Stephanie, shoo!
Go on, get! I don't know if you can shoot her either.
I was going to say, I'm sure she would take very kindly to that.
I think you would rue the day if you told her to go on, get.
Go on, get!
You would rue the day.
I don't know.
I don't rue any days.
That's a backslap DDT.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very true. So she basically gets escorted out by security. We do not see her the rest of the night. Shano in charge once again. First match of the night.
But she does mention that her father, Vince McMahon, will make a decision this Sunday at Payback as to who's really in charge. So
Yeah.
his days are numbered.
We got any guesses?
I say Shane's taking it still.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be able to hold it at least until SummerSlam.
Okay, I have no guesses. To be
Yeah,
honest with you,
nope.
I don't know if he has other obligations with his other company or what. Like, I don't know what this run. We know
I
very little.
think Marqueia's right. I think that there are still a couple months left in this.
I hope so.
And I think from a story standpoint, if we can get past the whole Undertaker WrestleMania stipulation, that's in the past. Now looking at it just from a present day perspective, if you're Vince McMahon, it does make sense, because do you keep your kids or your daughter and your son-in-law in charge, or do you keep Shane in charge, who has legitimately, from an actual real standpoint, been making the best Raws in a long time for the last 3 weeks?
I mean, storyline wise, it made perfect sense. He said, I'm going to give chances to people who haven't necessarily had the chances. And the matches we have had on Raw have been outstanding. Or phenomenal, if you will.
There you go.
Which leads into our first match of the evening. AJ Styles taking on Sheamus from the League of Nations. Lot of violence here. Basically AJ got everything in, really. Hits the Pele kick.
Love that
phenomenal
Pele kick.
forearm. He's got that phenomenal forearm has become a hell of a finisher. I don't know if the Styles Clash is going to be a thing anymore.
I think it's his, he busted out on special occasions.
Yeah.
He's that's one of the things that I've really enjoyed about AJ Styles, and I've said it before, and it makes sense that his first program was with Chris Jericho, because that's another person who's very good at this, but he's gotten multiple ways to finish matches now. He's got the forearm, he's got the Styles Clash, he's got the calf crusher, he's got multiple ways, and so all of his false finishes and his finishes, they make sense and they're believable.
I would liken it to the Lion Salt too, where how often did Jericho actually hit the Lion Salt? One out of 50, maybe?
Back it depends on what era.
I'm talking about now.
Now, yeah,
he
now
never
you're
hits
exactly
it.
right. Yeah.
But he goes for it all the time. So I like seeing AJ set up for it, but then not, they wiggle out of it or whatever.
Exactly.
I think that's going to be the best way, because, I don't know, they probably just don't want to risk it.
With the Styles Clash? I think there's a few reasons. I think they don't want to risk it. I think it's become such kind of a famous / infamous move that it really should be reserved for special occasions.
Yeah. I think Yoshitatsu would agree with
Kind
you.
of like lingerie.
Aww, Yoshitatsu.
I'm just saying.
Hey, but he's back.
He's good
back.
now. He's good
back.
now.
Yeah,
all that matters.
BC Hunter's good now.
Just 18 months and neck surgery later.
Oh man.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
Just don't tuck your head, guys.
Just don't tuck your head. No big deal.
Ty's a good teacher.
Yeah.
So yes, of course, phenomenal forearm for the win. Bullet Club on the ramp with some new sweet gear, applauding AJ Styles. So backstage, then Roman Reigns talking with those Usos, his cousins, and they all see what's happening. They see AJ colluding with Gallows and Anderson, but they said, you know what? We got each other's backs. One versus all. Nah, it's us versus everybody else. That kind of deal.
All needs one. One needs all.
There you go.
Yeah, one versus all.
1 minus 4 equals all
Divided by
3.
four.
All is greater or equal to
When you raise
one.
it to the all
If
power.
the alligator faces left,
Yeah.
Right.
does that mean
If I got 73% of winning, and then you take on me, and then add another 43.5%, that gives me 133.5% chance of winning.
It's the greatest
Yeah.
promo of all time.
It's the second week in a row we did that reference.
That's absolutely right.
Oh, man.
As we should.
Gosh, so funny. New Day, y'all. They're gonna party like it's 1999. Shout out to Prince. They're not gonna be another
respect.
legend lost. They're not gonna be wrestling at Payback, but they're gonna be doing something.
Yeah. What would they be doing?
Probably keeping a close eye on. Are you Snapchat?
Well, I thought a moment was coming, so I've been waiting
no,
for
no,
it. I've been waiting for that
is
moment,
there
but
a
it's
Prince
fine.
impression coming? Is that what's happening?
No.
God, no.
No. You'll know it when it happens.
Oh, okay.
That's one
If it
impression
happens.
I cannot do. I will not do a Prince. Dear beloved. That's about all I can do.
There you go. That works. That works.
That's fine. That's fine.
So they give a shout out to Prince. Vaudevillains come down and they say, after we win this Sunday, we're going to party like it's 1899. That's when Enzo and Cass, they get their catchphrase in.
Because they're vaudevillains, you get it?
I know. Yeah.
They did it.
Back in the day.
They did it.
Partying like it's 1899. That was before Prohibition.
Not a great party, actually. I would think it would really not.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm
It
sure
might
it's-
even be a better party.
It's probably pretty wild,
You know?
lawless.
Less rules. A lot of flappers.
a very
running around.
manly party.
Yeah.
And then depending on what part of the world you're into.
It's true.
Wow. That's a good point.
We should talk about this a lot more.
We'll,
Yes, no.
we'll research it. We'll go down some Wikipedia rabbit holes tonight. We'll figure out what an 1899 party would be
I'll
like.
get you guys extra time.
We'll report back next week.
Thank you, Mark. That's Mark Donica on the ones and twos. Find him on Twitter at Mark Donica.
There you go. Mark B. Donica, that
Mark
is.
B. Donica. Enzo and Cass come down. They say the Vaudevillains are soft. And that's the end of the segment. Either way, New Day rocks.
Yeah. You know.
New Day Rock.
So that's what we got this Sunday. We have the #1 contendership for the tag titles at New Day. Wow, they've had a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. They had a counter there for a minute. I forget what the days are that they're at now, but it's been a minute.
Here's my question. With these tag titles, and maybe someone in chat roll can hook us up with this.
Yes,
what,
Johnny?
What is the longest reign with these current tag
Of
titles?
these tag titles?
Yeah.
Well, I know they've had it for over 200 days.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean,
definitely.
with the different kind of
But like in all of history.
Well, there's really, like, if you're talking about the WWE titles, the only other tag titles there's been is when the brand split happened.
I know Kendrick and London had the record for their respective tag
For the
titles
blue
for a
titles.
while.
But that
Right.
was the WCW or whatever.
Those were the SmackDown
other
titles.
SmackDown titles.
Those
yes.
were the.
But then they unified it. Was that Carlito and?
yeah.
Yeah. Was it
Primo and Carlito.
Primo and- yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I get very lost in all of this.
If anyone can look that up for us in chat roll, let us know how close New Day is to having the record.
Because we're researching 1899 currently. So
Yes.
Exactly.
We
Yes.
can't.
We've
do
got our homework.
everything.
We're heading to a speakeasy.
Yeah, I don't know. They might be close. I don't know because they won them in August, right?
They won them at SummerSlam. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, that was about right, and then almost have about a year now.
Yeah. So New Day's at 246 days, I guess,
Okay.
right now. The record is 331. I guess still held up by London and Kendrick.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Wow.
Not that far off though.
They got a little while to go, though.
Still got some time.
Well, I mean, they're not even wrestling at this pay-per-view, but I mean, we were talking about the pay-per-view schedule earlier and how it's 3 weeks away from each other. So I like that they're doing this final round at this pay-per-view, and presumably the title will be at the next pay-per-view.
Right.
And many people are saying Demolition has the longest reign of all time, 463 days.
Oh, okay.
dear.
That makes sense.
Axel
Okay,
Smash. Walking disasters.
Yeah.
Regardless, this Sunday at Payback, we are gonna have a tag team match.
There he goes.
I'm waiting for the lights.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
Oh,
I love it. I love
I
it.
got the lights in studio.
Just keep moving.
Just keep moving.
Keep going.
We got it again. So backstage, Anderson and Gallows, they're getting ready. Also, we find out that John Cena will be back on Memorial Day Raw. So that's about 5 weeks from today, probably.
Yes.
Yeah. Last
like
Monday
a
night.
full month.
Something like
That's so John Cena. Everyone else is on vacation. He's going back to work.
Right. And not only that, but 4 months ahead of schedule too.
that. That's insane. But no one's surprised.
I
He's
expect it from
made
him
of
now.
steel.
Yeah.
It's just,
Well,
it's like tempered steel.
it's a combination of things. Number one, he's superhuman. Number two, best surgeons, best physical therapist, best diet, best of everything.
I mean, it makes the most sense that his original persona was just a robot.
It really
Because it
does.
really wasn't too far off.
He's the freaking prototype.
Man, he's like made of all the good of humanity. So it's just like every now and again
Yeah.
he gets hurt, but he bounces back.
Exactly.
And the more time goes, I think Seth Rollins is going to prove that he's coming back crazy early, too.
Oh, man.
Like, when he first got hurt, I was like, you got to give the guy at least 9 months. And here he is, not even 6 months after, apparently he's already working out.
Oh, wow.
So,
It'll be exciting.
it definitely will be.
Look forward to him coming down the ramp and then Ambrose just giving him one just for old time's sake.
We'll see. Usos taking on Gallows and Anderson in their first WWE match. Super physical. Usos do what they can. They hit the dive outside the ring, but a big lariat, then a boot, and then the magic killer. And Gallows and Anderson doesn't matter what you call them. You just call them winners.
Both Gallows and Anderson just laying the hell out of those lariats. I mean, both of them clobbering them. Of course, Anderson's first WWE TV match, but Gallows
He's been around.
He's been around. I yearn for the days of the Straight Edge Society.
Do
It's
you?
one of my favorite angles. Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fantastic. And Gallows
certainly,
said
better than Fetus or whatever.
Festus. Oh my God.
Hey, fetus. And
I don't
Fetus
care.
probably
He said
not.
it's fetus from now on.
Yes.
No.
Apparently not.
You know, I don't know where Jesse is, but he'd be ashamed of you for calling him fetus.
Jesse popped up at the Hall of Fame ceremony.
He did?
Yeah. He's Terry
man.
Gordy's son.
Well, there you go.
Ray Gordy. Yeah.
Sweet. You were saying, Markeia?
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Usos basically being used to chum the waters, for Gallows and Anderson. But there was this one thing where it was just like I forget which one it was, but he did a huge open-handed, like in your face hand uppercut in the corner to one of the Usos and lifted him like almost to the top rope and then back down.
Sure.
I was just like, okay, you had me on that move.
Yeah.
You got me
That's
there.
what they do.
I will
I'm
say
on
though,
board.
the Usos were tagging really, really well in this match. I mean, they were taking full advantage of being like a proper tag team.
Oh,
they just
yeah.
happened to get smothered at the end of the match, but they were working so hard that first half of the match. I would say they were really, really doing their
lots
thing.
of Bullet Club chants for Gallows and Anderson, of course.
for life.
Yeah.
I feel like a name is going to be imminent for them, but I feel like we might not get it until after things materialize at Payback.
Like
Exactly.
Rifle Society. Or
Exactly.
Feel
What's
free
the
to-
Rifle Society doing in the Impact Zone?
The Musket Gathering.
There you go. There
Gun
you go.
group.
The gun group.
The gun
Yeah.
group?
The gun group.
Just keep it simple.
If we're going to party
Keep it
like
real basic.
1899, the Musket Gathering.
Musket
There you go.
Gathering.
There you go.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get the bullet off, but you might feel it.
But yeah, you watch out.
Yeah, their aim is not very accurate, but hey, when it hits,
Widespread.
Widespread.
Yeah. They only need one at a time.
yeah,
They
yeah.
can only do one.
And it's smoky.
And you got that thing where you got to jam it down.
Of course,
Maybe
of
I should
course.
skip all of this with the hand motions.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
you
gonna
did just
be-
call him fetus.
Wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I did like their gear though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
nice.
What was that? It was like a gas mask with a
With
like
a
on this,
Zack Ryder robe over top.
Right? It did
where
kind
they
of look like his
pilfer in
mania
other
robe.
people's closets.
You know,
Hey, those are some.
They were like,
Lots of
nobody's
stuff.
using this.
just throw, whatever it is.
No
just
one's going to miss it.
throw some skulls on it. Throw some skulls in the Titantron, on their gear.
If you like it, then you should throw some skulls on it. That was
Exactly.
a song,
I mean, that was
But how cool
Yeah, I
is
think
this,
Beyonce
though?
did that.
Yeah.
exactly.
And during, on the, I have not watched Lemonade yet, so I don't know if she used that. in the Lemonade video. I don't see. I know something.
The joke, the joke going around is that Jay-Z does have 100 problems now.
Yeah, he does.
Yes.
Well, it's his own fault.
All of them are Bay.
It's his own fault. But how
Every
cool is it
single
for Gallows and Anderson, though? I mean, they appear on TV no less than 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden, they're inserted into like
Main event stuff.
that's the way. It's
Absolutely,
Why not?
definitely.
Utilize.
When you've got someone with that much of a global reputation, that's what you have to do. And I think
I wonder
AJ's
about that. Like, do people? I've talked about this before, but do people watch a lot of New Japan? Like, I
mean, we
really
heard
have
we
much
heard
of
the
a
Bullet
chance.
Club chants tonight.
Yeah.
You know, so there's enough to at least make it on TV. People know who they are.
It's just an interesting time for wrestling. I love that kind of stuff can be global because of social media or however
Absolutely,
people
yeah.
are consuming it.
And as
on
much I think
YouTube.
as much as people complain about the bad that the internet has done for pro wrestling, I think this is a perfect example of all the good that it's done. You know?
I totally know what you're saying, and if it wasn't for social media, who knows what would have been with the careers of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan too.
Yeah, of course, to say nothing of AJ Styles as well.
Yep.
In between his TNA time and here, he had some amazing runs in New Japan. I mean, the match that he had with Nakamura just this year was, or it might have been last year.
Where who?
AJ Styles.
Oh, at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes,
That was this
exactly.
year.
Exactly. That was, I mean, absolutely unreal.
Dale just got shivers. Like he's like, oh.
Well, I
yes.
was at Wrestle Kingdom, so I get excited.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
But when we talked to AJ about it on Wrestling Compadres, you can hear every Wednesday.
Interviews up.
Interviews up. We were asking him and Nakamura did know at that match that they were both going to leave.
Oh, okay.
And there's like a meme of them like, giving
That moment
fist
is
bumps.
such an amazing moment, definitely.
It's really, really awesome.
Yeah. So
also,
when the time comes for them to have a one-on-one match here,
Oh, Lord.
amazing.
But we know that's going to happen. We can all look forward to it.
Of course. I feel like not to get into too much #cupcakes and developmental, but a lot of people are saying that Nakamura's time in NXT might be limited.
Probably.
So if and when he does come up, there's all sorts of dream matches.
I mean, look at it this way: the guy is 37 years old, and it's not been an easy 37.
Right.
So if you want to get him up there. Get him up there soon,
Sure.
because no one knows how long of a run he's got. Maybe he's a Superman and can go till 46, but
and that's certainly what it seems like.
maybe.
I mean, honestly, the rate that he's going and the pace that he keeps in the ring right now, he honestly hasn't been doing it for that long. So he's one of those guys almost like a DDP where he came into his prime super late in the game.
DDP was pretty wrecked though.
But he's been wrestling for like 12, 13 years.
Oh, definitely. I just mean this style, like the
I see.
the Swagsuke style, if you will.
It's pretty brutal.
Would
Yeah.
you call it strong style?
You know what? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
We'll think
I
about
hear
it.
he's pretty good at that.
We'll think about it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll discuss.
Okay.
We will.
Moving on.
Actually, after the match, Gallows and Anderson continue to beat up the Usos. Roman with the save to the delight of the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Mixed
yeah,
reaction.
that was. I was just like, okay, so we like the Usos, yes. We like the Usos, yes.
Sure.
The Usos were getting beat up, yes,
Little.
yes. And then the Usos got saved, so isn't that a...
But let's be honest though.
Anyone else?
It was
Anyone but
They
you,
were getting
Roman.
saved by family.
but
They
it
were
was
getting
even
saved by
mixed for the
family, y'all.
Usos though, because a lot of
That's
people
true.
like Gallows and Anderson. I mean,
That is true. That's a good point.
So but when Roman came out,
I know, it was one of those moments where it's just like, hurt me again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Poor guy.
Hey, any reaction is a good reaction.
Exactly.
Hey, he doesn't have to be a good guy.
No.
He's not a bad guy.
The fans feel
He's
very
the
sorry.
guy.
I will remind you. Yeah.
People
Yeah.
are still buying his t-shirt, so obviously something's going on.
Yes, they are. Backstage, Renee Young with AJ Styles after the break, and he says, this is the biggest opportunity in my career. I'm not going to let it slip at Payback. Gallows and Anderson approach him, and they say, look, we don't want to jeopardize anything. We're just here to make sure it's a fair fight. We got your back. And he was like, all right, cool. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Well,
All right.
same
Like, all right.
page.
You know.
Sweet, guys.
Yeah, we're
Friends.
We're all good.
Team friendship.
Same page.
For life. I just like
Yeah.
doing that. I'm sorry. I can't
Yeah.
help myself.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, I like that it kind of rolled into
Don't
it.
do that.
No. I like that it rolled over into like an actual friendship promo. Like after that,
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, that was a really nice segue into the origins of KO and Zayn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good friend segue. Yeah, that's
There you go.
Yeah.
Best of friends. Best
And that video package, good lord. I mean, I obviously a lot of it. Someone tweeted a lot of it was reused from NXT, but I mean it's a whole new crowd that you're introducing this program to.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was even extended to include, the Rumble and Mania and all that. So is the best that it could be.
I mean, we're getting a lot of things kind of rehashed from NXT right now, and
Sure.
I don't really mind it. I mean, I've been watching NXT, but a lot of people don't.
And not to jump around too much, but during the Apollo Crews backstage segment, I think Renee even says that people are calling this a new era. You could call this the NXT era.
Absolutely.
You could even start it from the beginning of the Wyatts and the Shield debuting on the main roster up until now. Including folding in the Divas Revolution and this new tag team resurgence.
It's a good point because I mean the guys in the Shield and the Wyatts, they were there for the FCW.
Right,
Transformation.
They were sort of the changing of the guard from FCW to NXT as we know it now. Post game show NXT.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Do not bring that up again.
It had some okay moments. It wasn't all bad.
Really?
It wasn't all bad.
Really? What was your favorite?
It gave us it gave us the very first meeting of Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho in a WWE ring.
But what was your favorite game show moment?
Oh, the game show moments. Oh no, no.
What game shows?
NXT, where they had to do we're flipping tires and we're going to run an obstacle
Dear
course
God,
and
that was
carry an egg and a spoon.
That was when Titus got dizzy and fell over, I think.
Oh man.
It's like Family Double.
And that was also the origins of Make It a Win.
Yeah.
Make It a Win. Oh, I love Titus.
But I really like the promo package because it, reused from NXT, but it's still it's that history, and you get this really great. Oh, they're friends. What the fuck?
Right, exactly.
Oh
and
my
I love
God, KO.
The interview segments are so genuine and so real. Like they're talking about their actual genuine friendship, so that makes it all the more powerful.
Yeah, I love all the old photos of them
Exactly,
around the
exactly.
world. I'm stuck in a shark or whatever.
There's no Photoshop there. That's there's no Photoshop. So Sami Zayn versus Rusev with I guess Lana decided to show up with him tonight.
Yeah, well, there have been rumors about the demise of the League of Nations going around, but we had multiple mentions.
Started like 6 weeks.
When you kick Wade Barrett out, you get what you deserve.
Yeah, but it's Del Rio himself saying that the days are pretty much numbered. Not to get too much into the Sheets territory, but the whole plan was for League of Nations to be a program for the Wyatt family, and then Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt got hurt, and so they got a Mania win. League of Nations got a WrestleMania win.
There you go. Now they've gone the way of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
But not just yet. Not just yet. We got they're still
I'm not dead yet.
Exactly. They're still announcing them as League of Nations members, even if they are coming out to their own song and not with each other.
Yeah. I think it was to their detriment not to have Lana on the mic though for Rusev tonight, because it's people love Lana. Let Lana talk.
Yeah, the crowd.
Just a
talks to
couple of
Lana.
sentences. Oh yeah, real hard.
Yep. Well, anyways, Sami Zayn and Rusev, pretty physical once again. A lot of crazy spots. In the end, Zayn gets the schoolboy for the win.
That barricade moonsault that Sami Zayn did.
Crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
That's nice.
And then not only that, but that leaping sidekick from Rusev. That was absolutely gorgeous.
It's just ooh, where have you been hiding that, you Bulgarian bear?
But
Rusev is great. Let's not forget he's not that far removed from being in super major storylines. It's just, the whole
Super
thing,
major.
when the whole engagement thing came out, that really was
and that's
the
why,
demise for both of them.
I mean, you could just look at the fact that Sami Zayn did win, but he got a win off of a flash pin.
Yeah.
Rusev going for the accolade turned into a schoolboy, got the just barely the 3. So they're still obviously keeping him strong.
Yeah, I love that flying crossbody that Zayn did.
Sure.
Just from the top rope. It was just and then they replayed it, and his face is gonna get you.
And it's crazy because that's just one little slip of the foot away from being so tragic.
Oh, you could say that about every move that Sami Zayn does.
That's very true. That's very true. But man, he looks beautiful doing it. That is a good looking move.
Either way, he is ready for payback, but not after Kevin Owens decides to just give him one.
Right. And if you're
From behind.
if you're locked in a blood feud with Kevin Owens, shouldn't you be watching your back constantly all the time?
Yeah, you know him real well.
Especially on the entranceway. Come on, man.
Yeah, well, he was too busy thinking about how much of those shoes.
I was just gonna say getting shoes
Getting
thrown.
riddled with those stilettos.
He did look shocked by the shoe. Like, you got those shoes at me?
What?
It was a great look on his face.
Apollo Crews backstage with, well, he was being interviewed, and then Stardust walks up to him, and Apollo calls him Cody, and then pays compliments to Dusty Rhodes, to which Stardust replies, "Not even the great Dusty Rhodes can make you a star."
I love that like Stardust's voice changes just a little bit every so often. Like it's a different inflection now. Still very much supervillain.
Yeah.
Especially when someone calls him Cody.
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh my God! When Apollo was he was so genuine, like, oh, I looked up to you, I looked up to your dad, Cody,
Right.
and then he was just like, it felt like a real moment. He was like, what you call me?
Right, exactly. And then we also found out that Dusty is the one that gave him the name Apollo.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Which leads into Apollo Crews taking on Stardust, and I love anytime Stardust is on my television set.
Sure.
I really want to see him back in just doing things.
Yeah.
And Apollo is in control for most of this match. Hits the powerbomb for the win. There's really not much else that.
Pretty standard match.
Yeah, and that
Standard.
powerbomb looked absolutely beautiful. That might have been the best one that he's done.
It's gorgeous. I mean, him with the standing moonsault.
Oh, sure.
I really love the move that Stardust did. It was like a spinning neck breaker.
Yeah,
from,
the
like,
neck breaker
second row.
through the ropes.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah.
It's so beautifully executed.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like he envisions the phrase, "Don't you know I'm loco?"
Exactly.
That's Stardust.
That could be his new music.
But Apollo, he's so good at combining just insane strength with insane agility, which all of the best big men have historically done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the reasons that everyone paid so much attention to Brock Lesnar when he came around.
Right.
It's because he can throw guys, but he can also do shooting star presses.
Well,
I mean, before that, he hit a lot of them.
he did hit a lot of them. Just not that one.
I'd pay money just to see him sit on people's heads and like squish it like a big old grape.
You know.
He's just
Brock Lesnar?
huge. He's just a huge guy. You just have to
Exactly.
come in and just like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what Earthquake used to do.
I was going to say we had Yokozuna for that.
The Earthquake stomp and a Yokozuna.
Yeah.
Ironically, I use a SummerSlam chair for my desk
Okay.
at home, and it has Brock Lesnar's head on it. So I sit on his
sit on
head every day. Take that, Lesnar. You can think this is a challenge.
Oh, no.
Tell that to your
Rest in
advocate.
peace, Dale. We knew
Yeah.
you well.
You and Johnny.
Dale's neighbor's going to fill in
Yeah,
for him on the comebacks.
Don't worry about Johnny.
Dean Ambrose hits the ring and says, "Look, nothing I do is pretty, but bottom line is I don't feel like dealing with Chris Jericho." He calls out Jericho, and that's when so Y2J essentially says, "Get on your knees, kiss my $1,500 boots." That's $750 a boot. Now I will say this: that's expensive, but in Texas I saw boots way more expensive.
Did you?
Oh yeah, Wild Bill's Western Store. I had a pair of $1,800 boots on for a little shoot we did.
Whoa.
They put tape on the bottom so I didn't mess them up.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they were watching you in those shoes.
They allowed me to take 3 steps, and I just wobbled like John Wayne, and I was like, "Get him up!"
Oh, there you go. Mark's got it up.
Yeah,
There you
Oh,
see.
Look at that.
Yeah, we've got some boots.
There's pictures of me somewhere on the interwebs of me dressed like a cowboy.
Yeah.
So Jericho was classic here, calling him an idiot, telling everyone to shut up, demanding an apology, and that's when Dean Ambrose says, "I'm sorry you wear those stupid boots and the scarf and the Bon Jovi haircut," shout out to Jersey, "and that I have to beat you a payback, but I'm not sorry for this." He attacks, but before you know it, Jericho gets the upper hand and locks in the walls on the announce
And
table.
he's been watching Paige because everyone knows that submission holds on top of the announce table hurt way more.
Yeah.
It's true.
And are that much thrilling to watch because there's no rope to grab and there's no one to help you, and if someone is helping you, they are the furthest point away from you to try to help you.
Ambrose did sell it pretty hard, I have to say. For
Oh,
the,
sure.
He was just laying there like, "Gah! Gah!" Oh, the camera's still on? Gah! It was so funny.
But heel Jericho just continues to be
So good. He's
Awesome.
Cranky Pops.
He is cranky.
Yeah.
you
I-
stupid idiot.
I would have
love it.
loved it if somehow Ambrose had taken that scarf and then like afterwards just like kind of like
Oh, man. Good stuff. This is a good feud for both these guys.
It's going to be a fun match. I love people. A lot of people aren't really thrilled with the go home episode. Bottom line is I'm stoked for the card, though. The card's going to be great.
The card itself is looking fantastic.
And isn't that what really matters?
Exactly. You know.
And none of the matches have a stipulation yet, as far as I know. I'm a little surprised by that.
No.
It might just be a straight card.
It's kind of refreshing. Yeah.
I guess because the next one is going to be Extreme Rules.
Oh, sure.
Maybe they want to keep it clean.
Sure.
Oh, kind of like a palate cleanser before they just get all crazy in your face.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that palate cleanser. A little ginger for you.
Here's some wrestling matches to get you psyched for
more wrestling. Here's another match. Emma taking on Natalya. Natalya's obviously going for the women's championship this Sunday. But look, we talked about it last week. You weren't on the show, actually, on Compadres. But I can't say enough about how Emma has reinvented herself. And she went from, being brought up to NXT. The character she did just didn't work. She didn't sulk. She's like, you know what? I'm going to find a way to reinvent myself and do something great. And she has, to where she beat Paige on SmackDown a few weeks ago and gave Natty a hell of a match here. Natty ends up winning with the sharpshooter, but nonetheless, I think it's great, and I think Emma's got this character that she has, this version of her, is such a far cry from the old Emma. It's almost like two different people.
Absolutely.
That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
So
Right.
kudos to her.
We saw a butterfly suplex on the outside. We saw some gnarly clotheslines. We saw, Emma's whole thing now is it's about me. And I love that, because when she got brought up from NXT the first time, she was playing second fiddle to Santino.
Oh boy.
And so
I thought that was so cute. Stop. that was adorbs.
it was adorably irrelevant.
She was, the bubble popper, and he was, jaunting around the ring.
Look,
Santino.
I love them both together. It just didn't work.
Right,
Well,
it was
obviously
too
it
much.
didn't,
It was
but
too
it was-
much.
it was cute.
They're both great on their own. Together, it wasn't enough for people to go any more than just.
Might have been a
this
little
Emma-
bit too sweet.
This Emma's got people looking like, oh.
Exactly.
Bizarro Emma.
And it's not just screaming around; like she's beating the hell out of people.
Yeah. I mean, she's being totally badass, and there's not really anyone on the roster right now that can really equal her in that way. Like, everybody's got their own thing going on, but
Right.
Paige to me was always kind of the bad chick.
Sure.
Well,
What about Naomi?
It's funny you mention that.
Naomi, too.
It's funny you
Naomi.
mention that because we heard some "We Want Asuka" chants during this match.
Well, look, Asuka's the women's champion at NXT right
Sure.
now. There's so many good women on the main roster that can all be put into the main event picture, and nobody would complain. You got Natty, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Emma, Naomi. That's 6 right there.
Right. I'd love to
Any
see
one of them could be at a main event and be like, great.
I'd love to see an Emma Becky program on the main roster.
Well, that's they're teasing it.
And they mentioned that a little bit. Yeah.
They've kind of gotten each other's faces a little bit, so
no Becky or Sasha this evening, right?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Crazy.
nope. And anyways, Natalya wins. Charlotte's on a commentary with Rick, and Rick is the damsel in distress that blocks Charlotte from
Or she's hiding behind her.
Natty.
Her coach.
And Rick's just loving it.
Her coach. My dad, but my coach.
Very-
Just keep hiding behind him.
It's a
Charlotte.
very nice China video tribute that we all watch, and we'll probably go back and watch again. And
But seeing that promo video, it was just like it just reminded me, how we have all these other wrestlers that come back. You've got Dudley Boys, you've got New World Order and everything. It's like, but whenever we see any of the former women's champions or such, it's like they come back to present something, but they're not coming back to actually knock somebody around in the ring or save somebody. And I want that. Now that we have this whole thing with like the women's championship belt, I want to see Lita come back and knock Charlotte on her butt because she's standing over Natalya.
Well, a lot of them go on to retire in their time off. Lita and Trish both retired. I would love to see Alundra Blaze come back. And mix it up.
She's in shape.
She absolutely
she drives
could.
monster trucks, for God's sake.
Exactly.
She does.
But I'm just saying, let's bring back some of these former champions to do something other than, hey, here's this new thing that I'm showing to you, kind of a thing.
Well, here's something we haven't seen in a while. Damian Sandow on Raw, taking on Baron Corbin. But
Well, that's the plan.
Dolph Ziggler attacks on the ramp, much like Corbin did on SmackDown. So Ziggler takes him out, and the match doesn't happen. So technically, Damian Sandow undefeated tonight.
There you go. Silver lining, y'all.
You're welcome.
But we do find out that the match is set for Payback. Dolph Ziggler taking on Baron Corbin 1-on-1. Mm-hmm. So that'll be
on Payback. And you know what won't be? Well, you know what will probably be on Payback? An ad for Puerto Rico. The shining star of the Caribbean.
Yes,
Or
exactly.
the Caribbean. I don't know how to say it right.
Those are both right.
We also found out there's going to be a pre-show match for Payback, a rematch of WrestleMania. Kalisto defending the United States title against Ryback.
Pretty
That's
sure
true.
everyone's favorite pre-show match, right?
Yeah.
Ryback is especially excited.
Exactly.
What I understand.
I like the new Ryback.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be good for them to do that match in front of an actual crowd that's in the building this time. Because that's not a shot. Literally, all of the fans were still outside of the arena when that match happened at WrestleMania.
No, it's really true.
Yeah.
I actually missed it too.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, it's that's just because of like ticket scanning and technology and
There was
all that
such
fun
a
stuff.
kerfluffle, I would
Yes.
say, with getting into the damn
Exactly.
place.
So that's not a shot at either of them. That's literally there just wasn't many people in the stadium when that happened.
Not quite yet. We got about the 5-minute warning. Here we
it.
go. Miz and Maurice, once again, they doing them. Miz doesn't mind the internet trolls and the Twitter tough guys. The IC title is legendary, and the Miz section looks like Maurice, and the Cesaro section looks like everyone in Hartford. Yeah. That's when Cesaro hits the ring, and he says this Sunday he'll make sure the credits roll on him being the IC champion. That's when the Miz charges, after, of course, the classic, do you feel lucky, punk?
Sure.
Go ahead, make my day.
Sure. Well, all sorts of movie quotes.
Oh,
in this
and a
promo.
European uppercut that sends him to the moon.
Swiss Death, baby.
Bang, pow.
I mean, he's had this gimmick for a bit of being the Hollywood star, but I love this version of it where he's doing the quotes and the take two
Sure.
and all this stuff. It's
And
so great.
His chemistry with Maurice, I mean, obviously is natural,
Obviously.
but it's so amazing to watch them play off of each other. And tonight's promo was especially a time where I just sat and thought that I don't think Miz gets the respect that he deserves for being such a good talker.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
he's so reliable to cut these long promos, whether it's face or heel or hosting a show or in a feud.
But he did need a bit of a refresh, and I think Maurice is a nice breath of fresh air.
Absolutely, character-wise, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I like her as a manager type, and I love that she basically swing blocked Cesaro tonight.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Which I think we're gonna see her get swung on Sunday.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Wow. She did cover the Miz long enough to get a 3 count. I will say she could be the new champ.
Theoretically, she could be the IC champ.
actually.
She's one
There
ref
you go.
shy.
If this was hardcore rules,
She'd be the second woman.
yeah, you're pretty amazing.
There you go.
So yeah, looking forward to that match for sure. Roman Reigns backstage. AJ Styles approaches him, flips the hat around like it's over the top, and he says, "I'm taking your title on Sunday." And Roman says, "You must have already bought ringside tickets to Gallows and Anderson." Okay, we're done here.
To which AJ says,
Welp.
Well,
Hey, Roman. I'll think about it.
maybe.
Yeah.
And then in the, we'll call it the main event, Roman Reigns taking on Alberto Del Rio. I love, this is a really good match. ADR
Yeah.
was physical, man.
Absolutely. That double stomp off the apron was absolutely awesome.
The double stomp, injuring Roman Reigns' left leg, had the kick that won him the U.S. Championship over Cena.
Oh, man, and that got a slow-mo replay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That looked amazing.
look
Only got a
good.
2 count. Gallows and Anderson hit the ramp. Roll up from ADR, but only a 2 count. Bam, spear for the win. Gallows and Anderson attack. AJ hits the ring to break it up. Roman hits everybody, and then AJ hits the phenomenal forearm.
Well, so Roman takes out Gallows and Anderson. AJ is trying to kind of hold them off, tells them to get out, and then he walks right into a spear.
Yep.
So there's kind of all sorts of miscommunications happening.
Many.
I like that Reigns didn't see that go down. 'Cause
Right.
I like this confusion. But
Right.
It's
But
good for
then
everybody.
one of the most absolutely beautiful, phenomenal forearms we've seen. Just the hang time on that. That was an
Boy.
NBA Jam monster dunk.
Yeah,
Monster
it was.
Jam.
He's on fire!
Heating up.
Isn't that our Mortal Kombat?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was great.
So yeah, we got him kind of nobody trusts anyone leading into Payback. It's awesome.
This card, I want to say there's 8 matches now on the card. I'm excited to watch. This is gonna be a great wrestling card.
Exactly. I think, and I said it last week. I think match quality wise, the card it looks better than the Mania card
You could say that.
in terms of the wrestling quality, of the quality of the matches.
I mean, storyline wise, a lot of the stories are just kind of gradually building as is.
Sure.
But nonetheless, though, I mean, I'm stoked to see it.
Yeah, a lot of great performers are on there. I mean, I see what you're saying, but yeah, it's just a good time for wrestling right now. And
Sure.
to see a lot of these younger guys getting to be on, what is essentially a lot of their first cards.
Right,
of
exactly.
pay-per-view caliber.
And especially, like you said, the fact that there's no stipulations, there's no real gimmicks other than titles being on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like there to be some, backstage stuff. Like I want Zayn to finally just not KO.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
one good time.
Yeah.
Just one good time to do that. But I'm looking forward to that match.
I'm hoping Zayn picks up the win on that one. Just
Right. It depends.
I think that'd be
It
nice.
depends on where they want to go with it. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like there might be even more options in KO getting the win this time.
Yeah.
And Sammy, you know, Sammy's whole arc in NXT is that he could win, but always come up short in the big one.
Right.
So I think him chasing a win over his blood rival.
And history so far kind of dictates Extreme Rules is basically a lot of these matches again.
That's with
a
you know,
stipulation of
kendo
some
sticks
kind.
and
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I could see this feud having a lot of legs.
sure.
Speaking of legs, we got to get to running.
Oh!
So Ty Matthews, put yourself over.
You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, at Ty Matthews PMA. Here, obviously, every Monday night, Thursday for Lucha Underground. Also, the brand new American Grit after show, hosted by John Cena. You can catch that on Thursdays as well. And just remember to watch Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Saturdays, 4 p.m., KDOC locally, U2 America nationally, or on the Fight TV app. So watch some wrestling, guys.
Markeia McCarty.
Okay, you guys can find me on Twitter at Markeia McCarty, MarkeiaMcCarty. Also Instagram, I like pictures. You can see how much I like pictures. Snapchat, I'm Darth Thin Mints. I Snapchat some of this. I'll do better about it.
Is it Darth Thin Mints or
Darth, as in Darth Vader, but
like
it's
it.
Darth Thin Mints.
I like it.
Well, I'm sure he would like those.
Yeah.
I mean, with all that
Evilly
breathing,
delicious.
True.
he needs
Yeah.
fresh breath.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
and you
know.
can
It's got
catch
sleep
me
apnea.
on you can catch me on AfterBuzz TV here at 10 o'clock. I'll be doing Sailor Moon Crystal with Emma Fyfe and the Minguin, Megan Selena. So check in for that. And then tomorrow I'll be doing TV fights. If you know what that is.
Say what?
Yeah, I'll be doing TV fights.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
looking
awesome.
forward
You'll
to
love it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Dale-o.
Hey, you can find me at The Walking Dale on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me making some delish recipes based off of movies at youtube.com. Wait for it. Dishing on movies.
Yep. And you can catch him this week in studio on the Wrestling and Padres Slamcast. We'll be up Tuesday night at midnight. We're going to have a major guest. We haven't decided who it's going to be yet, but it's going to be a great episode.
Oh, that's right. You guessed it on Tipsy Bartender, one of my favorite web
yeah.
series.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a good drunken time.
Also, every week, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I do play-by-play commentary. It's really, really fun. I'm at the Brea Improv this Wednesday headlining. If you're in Southern California, hit me up. I will give you some tickets. Also, June 15th, I'll be back east in Bethlehem headlining where I grew up at Arts Quest. So if you're back there, talk to me. And also, huge charity show May 26th at the Comedy Store for the Regular Hero Foundation. So if you're in LA, hit me up because we're going to be promoting that hardcore. Otherwise, jlocomedy.com at Loquasto. We love you guys. See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.